Y'all, it's a radio field day and tenants up high. Good friends, good vibes under clear blue sky.
This is Ernest on the air with VA3EWV. I'm looking out the window there, and the snow is coming hot and heavy here. So after this, I'll be out there trying to dig myself out so I can go to my next photo operation because the snow's coming out. I have here with me today Andy from from World Radio League. I was introduced to this software by Power. I saw some beautiful maps and stuff popping up. I was using another brand, and I was like, "Where did you get that? Those nice maps?" And they were like, "Oh man, you haven't heard?" And then I watched the video with them. Now that's been a couple months now, Andy. That's been several months ago, and you guys have come a long way with that. And then I saw the opportunity that I could hop in as a VIP because you want to start in at the ground up, right? That way you know all the features and benefits and stuff like that. And since I know that it was a startup, I know what goes along with the startup. I've been an IT manager for over 20 years. So I'm like, oh yeah, let me get this going. I'm an avid user. I do a lot of QSOs. So what better way to put them through the motions than somebody that's a power user to the program, right? And I've only had to reach out to you guys twice. I did that through the software where it says report a bug, and it came back so fast I wasn't even prepared for you guys' response time. I was like, you're like, oh, can I talk to you on such and such time? I'm like, oh, can we do it like 2 days from now? Because I was hoping that the response time was 48 hours. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here with me today. I know I'm looking up because I'm looking at the big screen here. I'll put that down so I can see it. But Andy, thank you for being here. Thanks for taking the time with me today, and for all my buddies out there on my little YouTube channel. And we're ready to see what the World Radio League, what the features and benefits are. Because I have I'm going on and on, but I have a lot of people asking me questions. I'm like, just stay tuned. We'll go through it tonight. Be able to watch. Okay, back over to you.
Absolutely. I appreciate the great introduction there, Ernest. Good to be with you. Andy here in Zero APX here in the beautiful state of Missouri. And I'm the product manager for World Radio League. And we're super excited for the opportunity when Ernest said he wanted to do a collab with us. Super excited to be here. Ernest is one of our top users, so really glad he wanted to have us on so we could go through some of the great things about World Radio League. So, Ernest, if you're ready, I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down through.
Let's do it.
All right. So, first of all, you'll see here we're on the home page. And this map here, this globe here is actually contacts logged within the past several hours. So you can hover over one of these lines. That's an actual contact, and you can see the information about that one. Yeah. These are actual contacts. You can hover over a line. See, looks like KF8BDT contacted W4YS not long ago.
Okay.
So absolutely. And then this is our most recent contacts. Ernest, that's you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Looks like you've been doing some 12-meter FT8 this afternoon. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, and you can scroll on down through our homepage here. There we go. Our top operator for the week is Ernest with 29 QSOs so far. Today being Tuesday, and then top state or province is Ontario. Looks like you, Ernest. So okay,
we're representing.
Absolutely. Moving on, we've got a featured members section. These show some of our new founding members and whoever's done the most QSOs this week. I misspoke. This is actually today's top operator. You're today's top operator. Looks like the top operator for the week so far is KJ1J Bryce. Absolutely. And of course, you can view a members directory right here, and we can get into some of that a little bit later. But yeah, just kind of a really neat little dashboard, and we're actually working on some upgrades to our user dashboard. So hopefully you'll have some more options. You can view some more useful data in the coming couple months, we're getting past. We're partnering with Winter Field Day this year, so we'll get into that a little bit later too. But we've been working hot and heavy on that, trying to get that all lined out. But after we get that all done, then we'll probably be moving over to some of those other enhancements.
All
So
right.
yes, recently we added light mode, so you can go from dark mode now to light mode using this button right up in your header. And of course, we got our notifications panel and your profile actions here. You can visit your profile page. You can go straight to your logbook. You can manage your subscription, go to your page settings, or log out. One thing we've got a lot of requests for is this miles versus kilometers.
Right.
We started with kilometers only, but now if you go up into here, you can go to your settings page from your profile up here, and you can switch that over and add miles for all of my fellow miles users. So, so that's primarily the homepage. Also, you can you've got these quick links here. You can start a POTA activation straight from the homepage, or open a brand new just general logging template. This is just our global call sign search. So I can right here, I can search VA3 EWV, and I can pull up Ernest's profile page right here.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Next page is the personal profile page. So you can set this up. Set your bio up to your liking. We've had the short bio for quite some time. We've now added a long bio. You can access that in your profile settings. With that, you can put any information in there you'd like. I added this iframe that shows some POTA stats of mine. I really like the layout of that iframe, so I just dropped that on my profile page. And
Whoa.
yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
So that you like in your biography, you did that. That's not coming from QRZ. That's coming from you did it yourself. You put that in there.
So a ham operator named WD4, a ham operator by the with the call sign WD4DAN,
Right.
has the site where you can grab this iframe. You can copy a link and go into your settings here. If you go down here, you can grab this iframe button and drop the iframe URL right in here and insert that straight onto your long bio.
Come on now. Okay. Great like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the format is a little bit different when you drop it onto ours. If I recall, the format here, yeah. So all you actually need is just the URL portion.
Okay.
So you don't need any of this outside tags to drop it on there. You can just grab the URL portion of that and drop it in there. That's all you need for it to be valid within.
That's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Next, after the profile page, well, actually, we've also got awards here on the profile page. I've got my founding member award and my winner, or this is Field Day 2024 participant award. I'm sure we'll probably have something similar for Field Day 2025, and I think we're working on one for Winter Field Day 2025 coming up here in a couple weeks. So, yeah. You can also, from your profile page, you can set up your operating locations. So you can set up as many operating locations as you'd like, but be sure and set a default operating location when you set up your account. That way, all your contacts have that location attached to them, and they'll look really good on the map. We'll look at that map later, but yeah, make sure you have a default.
Before you move on, and I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I just wanted to just let you know something that you just explained to me. I always wondered why some said home and some did not say home. Now I understand. There are so many features and benefits, and it's like I thought there was something wrong because not all of them said home. But now I understand. I did set up a home, but when I'm at a different place, I need to have it as a different place because you're not me for. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you can set a different location as office, park, mobile, however you want to set that up. Add that tag to it. That tag will pop up. If you set one as your default, then that is what, if you create a new logbook, that will be added to that logbook by default. You can always change it, and the contacts will start being added to the new location that you set up. But but yeah, absolutely. And if you use a park location,
Right.
then they will all automatically, if you set your park into your POTA logbook, you like start a new POTA logbook, add your park to that logbook, it will automatically pull the location from that park, and you don't have to do anything to set that location. It automatically sets that to that park's grid square. The grid square that's listed on the POTA site, it pulls that information, sets that automatically for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've got your operating locations here. You can set up your station. You can add any station photos. You can add any of your antennas, your radios, whatever you want to add. You can add that information here, and that way you can add those to your contacts while you're inside your logbook, and just have kind of a record attached to that contact. Says, you know, when I made this contact, I was using this radio and this antenna. Just kind of nice to have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll go ahead and go down to the log contacts tab. Now, if you could bear with me for just a second here, I want to explain how we have our logbook set up. So we do it a little bit different than some. We, instead of having just one log for everything, we split it up. So you can set up one log for everything if you'd like, one logbook, but we have it where you can create as many logbooks as you like. And so I like a new logbook for each POTA activation, each activity, each contest. However you want to set that up, it's up to you. That's the format we went with. But if you want to access all of your QSOs in one place, you can go straight over to the QSO manager. You can filter however you want to filter these. You can filter them down, and so you can select all of them here. See, I've got 2,499 QSOs in my log right now. I can select all of them. I can filter them by band, by mode, by logbook, which logbook they're in, whether they're confirmed or not. I can filter those down however I'd like, and you know, I can edit those. I can bulk edit details here. Here, I'll show you how that works. I'll just grab one here. I can bulk edit the details on multiple QSOs. Edit any of these fields, and then whenever I go to save that, it just changes that field to match the same value across all the QSOs that you've selected. So,
Has that always been a feature, or is that something you guys added over the like? Did you guys start with that ability, or is that something?
No, QSO Manager is a fairly recent addition. I think we added that probably between October and December of last year, somewhere around in that area. I could look it up and tell you for sure, but it's a really recent addition.
Okay. Yeah. And the reason I asked, pardon the interruption, the reason I asked, some people, when they first maybe looked at this program, it didn't fit their needs, right? And I know a guy said to me, well, I like this and this and this, but I'm only going to go and use it because he saw that I was going to do this today. And he said,
really, hold on.
Use this.
I had it.
That's okay. He said, I'm only going to use this when you're able to.
There we go. Okay.
Get rid of your duplicates, right?
All right.
I think they may have that now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got that. We've definitely got that ability now. So, sorry about that. I had something come on in the background here, but I've got it. I got that resolved. Okay. So also next we have our activity log. So if you've exported contacts, imported contacts, merged logbooks, did a bulk edit, any of those things, that will all show up here. So like recently I went through and merged a bunch of my logbooks. So all those merges show up here. I can take a look at one. I can see what happened. You can see that there. I can, if I exported some contacts, I can go in here and I can download that ADIF again. If I need it again, I can just go back and find a recent export and re-download that ADIF if I need to. If I've imported some contacts, let's find an import. In fact, I need to import some right now, so I'll just show you. So yeah, if I go over here into my logbooks, I can go over to this action menu. I can click import ADIF to this logbook. There's a couple different ways to do it, but that's a recently added ability to do it directly from the logbooks page. I can select a file. Let me grab a file here. I'll grab that one.
And while you're doing that, I'll do a little filler. One of the programs that a lot of my friends use, because you have somebody doing something and it works and they just use it, right? And then you get something else and they use it. So one of the things that in the first program I used, they said, hey, you can't do any imports, right? You can only do export, and you can't use it
Yeah.
multi-platform. You can only use it one platform. So
Yeah.
here now, this is already a benefit, and I'll
Yeah.
quit talking so you can explain it. But you can
Yeah.
import. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
if you saw that spinny deal up there, that was showing the import was in progress. So it looks like it's done now. We'll go back to here. We'll go to QSO or to activity log. We can see here that we've got 3 total successful QSOs. There were 3 QSOs in that ADIF file. 3 of them were successful. None failed. No duplicates. Now I can either download that import as an ADIF file if I want to again, or I can view QSOs from import. That takes me straight to QSO Manager and filters QSO Manager down to just those contacts. We literally have an import ID that we can filter by, and it filters by that import ID and brings me straight to just the contacts from that import. So I can see those here. I can edit those any way I need to. And yeah, really simple and slick. We have a couple of other ways to do an import. I can go up here to this create new logbook, and I can import an ADI file here. That imports it into a new logbook, or you can merge it. Here, I'll show you. If I select an ADIF file here, I can either import it into a new logbook and create a new one, or I can import it into an existing logbook and set that here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome
All
because
right.
I like to do my logs by day, and right now I'm doing WWF, right? The Worldwide
Worldwide
Award,
Flora and Fauna.
right? No, I'm doing the Worldwide Award. That's the thing by itself. Then there's
Oh,
POTA
yeah.
by
Yeah.
itself, and since I have a card creator that sends out things, I don't want to put I want to put my WWFs all in the QSO card creator, so I can do one picture and it
Yeah.
says my WWF. And
Yeah.
this makes it so easy because I can pick and choose what I want to do,
Yeah.
because it's POTA one day, it's WWFF one day, it's, something
Yeah.
other next day. And with this, you can just do so much. And I hope the one friend's watching, because I saw on that import, it said duplicates, right?
Yeah.
And when he first looked at it, the system didn't recognize duplicates. So he
Yeah.
said to me today, I will go to that program if they take care of the duplicates issue. And I've seen that you guys have taken care of that already.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, we definitely flag duplicates. In fact, I'm going to actually here in a few minutes, I'm going to take you into our beta, our testing environment, and I'll show you. We can log a couple duplicates, and it's live here, but I don't want to clutter my log with a bunch of duplicates. So I'll show you over there, and a couple of new features we've added as well to help with duplicate tracking. So, all right, if we move on into activities, this is another new one for us. We've supported POTA for quite some time, but we've recently added this map that now you can see the POTA locations, SOTA locations. So Parks on the Air, Summits on the Air, WWFF, which is Worldwide Flora and Fauna. It's really similar to POTA, and IOTA, which is Islands on the Air. You can see all those locations. You can filter those down. I can click on a park near me. If I click this open in maps, it opens up either Google or Apple Maps and takes me, it starts a navigation there. Or if I click create logbook, I can start a new logbook right now. It's already got the park applied to it. It's got everything ready. All I got to do is start logging. So yeah, if I just click that, there I go. I've got a new logbook. It's set my park here already. I can add, if I'm at a POTA and a SOTA summit, I can add SOTA as an activity, a secondary activity. It's got my POTA style logbook already set here, so I can start logging right out of the gate. And yeah, it's already set my grid square to the POTA site. So,
I hate to keep interrupting, but all I see is
You're totally
happiness, because so far, if you go back, when you went to the map, right?
Mhm.
So here's what this has done for me in my operations. As you know, I have had to get rides to parks because I had a shoulder operation, right? So when I get to a park, I don't have a lot of time because I have someone with me waiting for me to finish, right? So instead of me, I do WWFF as well. So what that means to me is I have to do one tab for the POTA website, one tab for the WWF website, one tab for the Lighthouse on the Air website. You got where I'm coming from? So I'm having to do all these tabs and then I look at QRZ and things like that. So I'll have my memory being all taken with 5 or 6 tabs open. This is a one-stop shop, and the fact that you can just click on where you are and just start logging, that takes out so much wasted time. So I know if I only have an hour, I don't want 20 minutes of my hour taken up setting things up and trying to do this and that. I can just get there, click on it, it sees the parks, and then the fact that you can do soda and POTA on the same thing and not have to do 2 different loggers and stuff, because it just saves so much time,
Yeah,
Which means
absolutely.
more time to talk.
Yeah, and if you click over to this list view, this is another recent addition. It sorts them by closest to you, and so now you can see
Wow.
which activity sites are nearest you, and you can pick one. You can create a logbook straight from here, just like you can from the map. So that's another recent addition we've added.
Already activated or not too. That's nice too.
Yeah. So these count activations only that are only done within our app.
I understand.
Yeah, we cannot, due to limitations from POTA's site, we can't pull that information. They don't have the access to do that. So we can only count the ones from our app. But yeah, if you've activated within World Radio League, it will put a check mark here that says yes, you've activated that. So,
but it's beautiful because everything's at a glance. You can see that you've done it. If you want to do a rove, you can just plan it out right here and not have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And I will say these check marks are if the park has been activated at all. So if it's been activated at all within World Radio League, if any World Radio League user has activated the site, it will show up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But if you're like I said, if you're on the map view, you can click on it. You can see your activations, your stats, activations 5, hunts 3. You can see all that right here on the map. So yeah. And then just so you know, we do have a mobile app, and many of these features, including the map view and the POTA logging, it's all available within our mobile app. I use that myself quite a bit for POTA activations. It's a super slick experience. It's really nice for logging POTA on a mobile device. If that's all you have with you, it's super. So yeah, that's our activities. You can also search activities here. So if I search, what's a park close to you, Ernest?
Charlie Alpha 1515. That's Mont
Charlie Alpha 1515. Yeah. So see, I can pull it up right there, and yeah, you can see it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Now then, if I go over here to the spotting page.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. These are spots that are on the air or have been spotted within the last, I believe our timer set to either 20 or 30 minutes. So these are spots. They can be spots. We pull spots from the POTA page. We pull spots from our own site. So if somebody's on World Radio League and they spot a station, that shows up here. You have a list view down here of all those spots. You have a grid view, shows all those spots. Yeah, you can see that all on the spotting page. And you can also see some of this within an individual logbook. And we'll take a look at that here in a little bit. Our leaderboard, this is a weekly leaderboard. So far we're on week 3 of 2025. We'll let this load up here. It's like not a lot of, we may have a little bit of an issue after the year rollover, possibly. It doesn't look like anybody's showing up. I'll check on that one.
Canada, you can go check Canada and see if it, because that's the thing I like about it. You can check U.S. or Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? So Canada no leader for this territory yet. I'm guessing that there's a little issue after the Euro. Oh, maybe it's just. I think I know what happened. I think the weekly deal got thrown off a little bit somehow or another. But anyway, yeah, you can see that.
I know I looked at mine, so there I am right there at the top.
Yeah, there you are, top of the Canada leaderboard. That's awesome. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll check on seeing why there's no leaderboard for week 3. We'll check on that. That's not a big issue. It's working. You can definitely see that. So, all right, and then we've got a contest page here. So NAQP, North American QSO Party, single sideband coming up this weekend. Winter Field Day coming up the following weekend. Both of those are NAQP is really big. Winter Field Day, we're partnering with them this year to be their official leaderboard. So that's going to be super exciting. That's coming up. We've been this morning. We've been in some testing with our Winter Field Day. We're enhancing our contest platform with Winter Field Day. We're going to score using their rules. We're going to have all the objectives in there. You can select if you've completed objectives. Anyway, we'll get into that in a little bit when I take you into our dev environment, so you can see what we're working on there. We've also got a community chat here. We'll let that load up. Yeah, you can see here that we have this community chat page. You can come in here. You've got an actual live chat here. We've got these forum sections here. If you go over to categories, you can go into any of these categories: app, help, and how-to, bug reports, feature requests, on and on. So we've got a lot of things, and we've just started posting in this updates and release notes. We've just started posting release notes for new World Radio League releases. So keep an eye out there for what's new. All right, and then to find members near me, that's just basically you can go in here. You've got a list view, globe view, map view. You can find members. So if I scroll out far enough, I can see if there's any more World Radio League members in my area. You go over here. Here's one, KF0NVX. Looks like there's one down here, KF0RAU. Multiple users around here. KA0SPM, KF0RZW, all around my area here. Here's one, KD0ZBM. Yeah, absolutely, all around the area here. And then here, of course, is me and 0APX. So yeah, and then of course, if you find any issues, any bugs whatsoever, feel free to hit this. Please hit this report a bug button, because when you hit that button, it logs a little bit of data so that we can see what's going on from our end. And also, we want you to report any issues you find, because we're trying to make this the best it can possibly be. So feel free to hit that button anytime. So I'm going to go back up here to log contacts, and I'm going to go into this logbook here. I'm going to show you a couple things right quick. First of all, if I add a secondary option here, see here, I don't do that much soda, so let me just find. This is not going to be anywhere near me, but I'm just going to show you for demo purposes. If I go over here to the settings wheel, you can see here that now I can export a POTA-specific ADIF and a SOTA-specific ADIF. So these are just tailored for import to those sites. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm giving you a clap for that, because before that came along, I would use the one program. Then I had to get another program called ADIF Master, put it in that, or use other programs, and then you would have to, download one thing and then do a find and replace with, go through all this stuff. It's like 20 steps. It would happen, but it takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
So and then right here, I saw that the other, when I first saw that and it came out, I almost started crying, because I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because when you're doing twofers and stuff like that, it's all time savers, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I drop another one here, and then we'll go ahead and save those settings. You can see here, yeah, it's automatically added another export for that other park. So yeah, that's just tailored specifically for that. You can just upload that straight to the POTA website, and it does that. It handles all that for you.
Nice.
All right, another couple things here. If I go over here to the spotting page, you can see this here. We've got all those spots we saw on the spotting tab over here. We've got all those right here. You can see map view, just like over there. You can see grid view. See all that right here. We've got your filters all up here. And we've added this handy little pop-out view. I think I'm only sharing one window here, so you might not see the pop-out view. Here, let me Let me just share. Well, I'm not sure if I can share the whole screen or not right now. But anyway, it gives you a handy little pop-out view. Let's try it. Let's try it. There you go. You can see this little pop-out view.
Okay,
Just
yeah, yeah.
out. Yeah, and then you can just pop back over to the map here, and you've got your pop-out view. It disappeared behind this window, but this is your QSO map here. Here, let me go into a. Let me switch this back over. Let me go into a logbook here that actually has some QSOs in it. And then I'll show you my map here so you can see how that works. Just a map shows your QSOs on the map. You can share this map. You got this beautiful new share window here, all the information about the logbook. And yeah, you can download that as an image, copy the link to that map, and share that all over the place. All right. So yeah, that's basically that's what we've got in production right now. If you have any questions, fire away. Otherwise, I'm going to hop on over into our dev environment, and we can take a look at what we've got going on over there.
Yeah, well, what I want to, yeah, because I don't want to. I want you to do all the talking, not me. Everybody that knows me knows I talk a lot. But what I'll tell you right now is this: everything that I've seen so far, I would have to go to several different sites, have several different programs, and if you're out there on the field, some people go, "Oh, I was out there for 2 hours and only got 46 contacts." Yeah, because an hour and a half was like if you're doing worldwide flora fauna. These guys that go to a DX group to spot themselves. And then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, right? And I'm telling you, all that stuff takes up time. Just getting set up, not even putting your hardware out like your antenna, your feed line, your radio, all that stuff. Some people take 30 minutes or more because they're trying to make sure they're spotted and all this stuff. Here you open this up, right? And you just get to work. You just straight up get to work, and that's why when you see me go out for 2 hours, I have 300 contacts, right? Because I just work, right? And I'm not playing around with this site, that site, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So very good.
Yeah, if you're using just quickly here before we go over there, if you're using the POTA template, you'll have this POTA auto spot quick setting here or quick action here. You click that, put in your frequency, put in a comment. Drop that in there. And then if I go over here to POTA.app, I'm signed in here. So I drop that in here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if I go over to here to POTA.app, then it will, I'm not sure where it dropped that spot at, but it sends that spot straight over.
It does. Like it works, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it sends that spot straight over.
I'm just going to tell you this, because I used to go here to look like, like you'd have your different stuff, but I used to go I would have that page up. See, you already have 2 tabs up, right? Then you have the worldwide flora fauna, then you have the DX comment, then you have the this and that. But I don't even have those things open anymore because it's all there.
It's all right here.
Confidence.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We want to move on because I'll get to talking, but I'm not one that spots myself often. I just get out there and start calling. But when I start doing that, and if you look at the videos I've had, I'll do that. And when it goes through, because all of a sudden it's just like a wipeout, right? Like it's just So okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then the other thing is, if you're not using that template, if you're just in a regular template or a contest template or something, you still got these spot me, spot them buttons. That basically spots straight to the WRL page. So rather than sending it to POTA, it just drops it on our page. You've got that here. Right here in the spotting window here, you can spot yourself. You can spot the other station, however you want to do that. So we've got that option as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into our dev environment right quick here. Just show you a couple things here. So this all this data is all test data. So it's just a disclaimer there, but this is not accurate data. So just for testing purposes. So if I go over here to our contest page, I can hop into here into Winter Field Day. We're going to have a live stream up here,
Nice.
probably during the contest. You can tune in the live stream there. We've got our leaderboard here. Top leaders, full leaderboard. You can sort the leaderboard by class. Got all these class options up here. We've got participants on the air now map. So basically this just shows who's on the air, where they're at, what their ranking is, when they were last active, latest QSO frequency, so you can see what band they're operating on, where they're operating at. You can view their statistics. So here's statistics for Professor Jim from Ham Radio Prep. If you've used any of our licensing courses for the U.S., you've probably seen him. So yeah, he's you can see his leaderboard here, his score, his map, his statistics, and how many objectives he's completed.
Gotcha.
So yeah, absolutely. So if I go over to mine here, let me just pull that back up again. If I go over to my logbook, I can find that here. See, I've got 86 entries. I go over to the map. You can see my map here. Set that to, let's show the last 100 so you can see all of them. Of course, got our spotting page in there and objectives. Now here, of course, I can select how many objectives I've completed. And that just updates my score. These are total points. Basically, this is the number of objective points you've gotten from your objectives. So this is kind of a multiplier against your score. They don't call them multipliers; they're objectives, but they multiply your score by that number to get your final score. So yeah, if I go over to here, you can see my total points here is 145. So I think right now we've got that set to points based off of just the QSO count, and then 1 point per voice contact, 2 points for CW contact. But we're working on the back end, adding that multiplier in for the objectives, so we'll have the total final score there. You can see that final score on the leaderboard, 3770 right there. So stats. This is across all users. You can see stats per band you can see stats by the band, stats by mode, QSOs per hour, all that information right here. And then of course we have our this is just a larger version of the map, and that shows who's on the air right now. This shows latest contacts, and then of course we have our rules page, and you saw the home page here with all that. So yeah, that's what we've got. That's what we've got coming. And then I was going to show you. Yeah, go ahead.
So just a couple quick questions before we run out of time. So now, last year, I was participating for my second time with Field Day, but I wasn't really doing any QSOs. I was very scared to get on the air, right? But the club was using another program, okay? Yeah. And the thing is, everybody had to, if you had 2 or 3 computers, everybody had to buy the program per computer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my question is to you: do you have to be a VIP user to use this Field Day thing, or or no? How's that work?
Nope. You can be right now the only thing you're gated on to be a VIP member is how many contacts you can import so far. We're going to be changing that. We're going to be getting some more features later on down the road. All the basic logging features are always going to be available to everybody. But as we add new things coming down the road, we'll be gating some of those new things off. Right now, all our basic functionality is free. It's going to stay free. Some of our personal statistics, awards, those kinds of things might get gated at some point. But right now, everything you have right now will probably continue to be free on down the road. But in order to use Winter Field Day, no, you do not have to have a subscription at all. And in fact, if you set up a club account, if more than 1 people are using the same call sign, you can set up an account for that call sign. And then anybody, anywhere in the world, if you've got an internet connection, you can log into that account, and you can log 5, 10 people in at a time. however many people you want at a time, and they can all log directly into that same logbook without, it just all connects in the cloud. All you got to do is log in and start logging contacts.
You know, Andy, again, when I say time saver, you're saving a lot of time. So because like for example, the first year we did it, we had networking cables, you know, on the ground and a hub and all this stuff trying to connect the computers together. This computer couldn't see the other computer, right? So logging was paused because they're not talking to each other and all this kind of stuff. And now when I heard you say that, I was like, wait a minute. We can, and then some people like to log on their phone. Some people like to log on a tablet, right? So since this is cross-platform, everybody's logging on whatever they want to in real time. So will this Winterfield Day be only available for the browser version on the desktop, or will this?
No, for the first time, we're going to be introducing this contest to the mobile app as well. This is the first contest that we were actually doing it quite this way, but yeah, if you can access the very same logbook. It'll have the contest exchange fields in there in your mobile app. You can log in this contest from any device that you want to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quickly here, I was going to show you this dupe detection. See, I've logged James N0WRL right here.
Yeah.
If now I go in here and type N0WRL, you can see immediately it pops up dupe because it knows I've already worked him on 10 meters in the last 15 minutes. So it automatically flags it before I even log the contact.
That's awesome.
Now if I go ahead and log that contact, it generally will still. That was weird. Anyway, I think it's still calculating data. Anyway, yeah, it'll flag it as dupe after you log it too. But yeah, if I you can see that. Yeah, it just automatically flags as dupe before you ever log it. That way you know that it's going to be a duplicate.
Yeah, because everybody has their own unique sound on the radio. You know, you can feel about like the mic sound, and some people the cadence of how they do their call sign. You know, they have like a little rhythm to it. You know.
Yeah.
And there's this one guy, and he's just so excited to be out there. And every time I hear his call sign, I giggle because I know he's going to try to work me 15 times, right?
Yeah.
So I will still go, okay, yep, I got you and stuff like that. I got you in the log. I know his name now, but I don't put it in the log, right? But before, I was having a bit of a problem because when I was doing this and then exporting it, right, the old-fashioned way, you know, from another program, I would log it in that program, export it, all this stuff like that. Didn't know about the duplicates, and then I would send it to WWFF because all their stuff is manual. And then the guy was saying to me, "Oh, you have duplicates, right?" And I gotta be honest. Sometimes I didn't want to go through the thing manually trying to find a duplicate when you have 250, 350 contacts, right? So I just wouldn't simply submit it. Now, when I was into the other program, POTA, it's not that fussy, right? So it would just read the stuff out. But you know, when you're going to WWFF and some other programs where people manually do it, if they see any type of issues, they kick it back, right?
Yeah.
So it makes me not want to use those things. But now that I'm seeing that WWFF is here, that means it's going to download a log for WWFF, and it'll download one for POTA, and it'll download one for Summit and Island, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So that's making so now that it's looking for duplicates, now I can confidently put my stuff in here and just send it and not have to worry about all the back and forth, right?
Yeah, well, let me show you one more thing before we wrap up here, just a sneak peek. You're the first, this is the first channel. Probably if this is going to be on POTA Power, might drop a video demo of this too soon. But just real quickly here so you can see what we're up to. I'm going to share my screen here. This is cat control. So
get out of here.
Yeah. Now, if I turn my dial on my radio, you can see that updating. If I switch my VFO, now this is very much in testing and development internally. So if we have a bug here, don't worry, we're ironing them all out. Change band down here on my radio right quick. And you can see it's not only updating here in the cat control app, it's also updating my frequency in the logger.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I see that.
Now, I can go over here to the logger. I can go 14.074 tab. Sets that on my radio, and you can immediately see this S meter starts
wow.
popping up because I'm on I'm listening to FT8 signals now. So you can see this S
Right.
meter takes off reading that. I
That's
can key
cool.
the PTT from here using this PTT key binding. I can hold down on my key on my keyboard, trigger the PTT straight from there.
Really?
And yeah, absolutely.
Man,
Anyway, this is, like I said, this is very preliminary. This is just in testing and development. So we got some issues to iron out, but we're hoping to have that hopefully released by Winter Field Day, if not very shortly thereafter by Hamvention in Florida. So.
Well, Andy, you know what? I appreciate you spending your time with us today in my little group here.
Appreciate you having me.
And the thing I can say, even from what you just showed us, that I know that it's down the road of this development. What I want to say here today, the first thing is, I love this and I love where I started with this because I get to see it grow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And one thing I want to tell all the people that are watching, if you heard about this 6 months ago and you may have not used it, come back and look at it now.
Absolutely.
And see if it's going, because some people do a one and done. I'm saying come back and look at it again, because if you're like me, like for example, here in Canada for our radio amateurs of Canada, for the year I finished third in portable operations. For the month of December, I finished first, and I also got a gold medal for the number of operations, right? But this stuff is so much. It was made possible and without frustration using these newer programs, right? And then if I did see something, because it's funny how I submitted my bug, I'm like, hey, is this a feature or is this broken? Because so it's good that now that you showed me all the rest of the things, because I keep saying because, but I do want to say this. When you use a program and you've only been showed one part of the program, that's the only screen you go to, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
To know how this does and how all the things, I will now take time after the camera start rolling and go through each tab, right?
Yeah,
and see what
absolutely.
out of the program.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are light years ahead of where we were 6 months ago, and we have a jam-packed schedule for features we're hoping to release over the next 6 months. So stay tuned. We've got all kinds of things coming down the pipe, and we've got all kinds of things already released. If you checked us out 6 months ago, come back, because we've got way more features than we did then.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, Ernest, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you to all of your viewers for tuning in.
All right, yes, awesome. All right, you have a good rest of your day, Andy, and we'll see you down the line, okay?
All right, 7-3.
All right, 7-3. All right, bye for now.
Static freeway, sipping drinks, summers in the air. Frequencies tuning, ain't got no cares to spare. Radio games playing all day contact.